then this is his statement, that it's beeping, but he doesn't know why. Well, if it's beeping and you don't know why, then you're showing you're not an expert, and potentially that smoke detector is malfunctioning, which could result in the termination of my family. So if you don't know, I have no problem with you not knowing, but don't say it's fine, it's malfunctioning, but you don't know why. Those ideas are not congruent. Okay? And don't tell me that I don't have burners in my stove, but if I just turn on the gas, my stove will work. That, again, is an incongruent idea. Okay? Now, I did some minor repairs to my shower where I adjusted it so there's some sort of substantially improved flow. I just did that yesterday. Okay? But nobody could take a shower under that flow. Okay, and he doesn't even want to acknowledge that that's a malfunctioning shower. So if you don't think that I feel like the fix is in, that it's just a scam, that you guys are basically just signing off on everything that these people are doing, let me assure you, to me it is a scam, and you guys are doing nothing but signing off on what these people are doing. That's it. You guys are just validators. Basically, whatever they say, you guys allow them to get away with it, and I just hold no appreciation for that. But understand, okay, that potentially you have manslaughter charges on your hand, because if I turn on the gas and it doesn't work and we die, guess who's going to be culpable for that? You guys who insisted that I turned on the gas because everything's working well. Okay, we know people die all the time from no smoke detectors, no carbon monoxide detectors, or malfunctioning ones. And I want you to understand how serious this is. This is not me being a pain in the butt. If I come up with the wrong answer, and I listen to the wrong answer from you guys, my family can die. Not inconvenience, not be cold, not miss a warm meal or a warm shower, but we can die. So for him to give me this incompetent answer that it's a malfunctioning, it's beeping, but he's not sure why then what are you talking about if you're not sure? Just leave it at you're not sure why. And I'll send an expert over, or we'll contact the fire department, or whatever the next appropriate step is, and say, we'll keep going with this. Don't tell me we're done. Don't tell me we're finished. Okay? So I just want to put you guys on notice. You guys are legally culpable, because for 4 months, guess what? Last time you guys already inspected, we had this happen before. And for 4 months, everybody told me, oh, it's just a malfunction. I'm like, great, if it's a malfunction, change it. And then I ended up getting a red tag on the 14th for my stove and my heating system, where we were ordered by the gas company to get off premises, and they told us, if you do not get off, okay, that could result in your death. Okay, so for 4 months, your organization was shining this on, that everything was fine, and you endangered me and my family's life. And now you got this turkey, Patrick, who's asking me to risk my family's life again. No, thank you. I decline. And if there's some sort of punitive measure that's going to be held against me for that, I gladly accept it. Do you hear it beeping in the background? It's beeping in the background, and he can't tell me why. Well, then you're not an expert if you can't tell me why, and you're not in a position to judge that it is in fact safe. Are you? Are you? Okay? So understand how serious my allegations are. Understand that. Okay? I don't appreciate, and again, this is the second time, which means you guys have been placed on due notice. You guys know that there's a history of something being wrong here, specifically with gas leaks and specifically with smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, and you guys are doing the same thing again. Everything's fine, Sebastian. Everything's fine. Take your life into your hands. Take your son's and beautiful daughter's life into your hands, and your lovely wife's life into your hands. Seriously? This is the kind of response you're giving me? And then he's rude and obnoxious and a smart mouth to me? Really? Really? Seriously? Okay, I don't appreciate it at all. And if you look, and he's saying he's not aware of the history here. So you're an inspector, you're a supervisor, and you didn't do any research? You didn't pull any reports up? Really? That's very interesting and completely unbelievable, I might add. Okay, so that's fine. You do whatever you want to do. I'll take the next step. I'll try to give you whatever paperwork you need. And the other guy that you had over here, he's a jerk too. Okay? Because what he kept doing is going, oh, okay, are you willing to help them, with the stove and the fridge? And I said very sincerely, what do you mean by help? You want me to physically move the fridge in here? You want me to physically move this? No. Will you help them? And I'm like, look, seriously, And you'll see it on the tape if you're interested. I'm going to post it on YouTube in a few minutes. I'm like, I really don't know what you mean. And I really didn't know what he meant. What do you mean, help them? Will you let them in? I said, okay, if you're saying to me that they're going to put in a new stove and a new fridge, can they do it? The answer is yes. So I'm telling you the same thing. The answer is yes. And then he goes on to say, but if you don't let them in, I'm like, I already answered you. I said yes. He says, but I have to ask you a question. I'm filing a report, and I just want you to know, are you going to let... I'm like, you've asked me that question 3 times. Yes, and I repeated it to him, and I said, yes, you could put it in the fridge and the stove. Yes, yes. I just don't want Marcelo here because he's abusive to me. Okay? And the other guy, Alex, he might have been one of the people who was involved in robbing me. Well, why do you want somebody that you think might have robbed you in your home? Why do you want that? So this is a big complex. I believe there are over 1,000 people that live here. They have all sorts of maintenance personnel. Alex doesn't have to be the one to fix my stove or to change my fridge. So I said it could be somebody else. Get one of the other maintenance people to come in and change it and fix it, and that's fine. And he goes, well, I just want to ask you, are you willing to... I'm like, oh my God, seriously, man? Because we know what he was trying to do. He was trying to get me to say no. No, they can't come in here. No, they can't change my stove. No, they can't change my fridge. Okay? I've never said that. I said Alex can't be here and Marcelo can't be here. That's why they seriously have a staff of 40 or 50 people. Okay? Somebody else can do it, right? And they said, oh, they're going to come in now, right now, this very second, and change my fridge and change my stove. Do you think there's anybody here? Do you think there's anybody outside my door waiting right now? Okay, and I welcome you to come here. I understand it may not be your place, but send anybody out from your office you want. Open invitation right now. Send them out and you'll see, knock on my door, see if I'm here or not, and see if there's a stove or a fridge outside my apartment. Because this is what I'm going to tell you, right? This guy's name is Dwight Arce. Okay? This is a setup. What you guys are trying to do is say, oh, he didn't let them in. He said they were going to change it right now. Right now. There's nobody outside my door. And guess what? When they arrived, there was a fridge and there was a stove. Okay? Do you think when I'm looking outside, do you think the fridge and stove are out there anymore? No, they're not. So you tell me this is not a scam. They left. They took it away. So you tell me this is not a scam. And what I'm saying is, if you don't send somebody out, don't later on tell me that I denied them entry here, because that's a game they play all the time. There is no fridge outside my door. They removed it. There is no stove outside my door. They removed it. And I'm telling you now, formally, if they knock on my door, as long as it's not Alex or Marcelo, they could change the stove and they could change the fridge. I'm not denying them entry. It's a lie. Okay? It's a lie. And this is a setup. And we know it's a setup. Okay? Okay? So, where are they? Would you like to answer that question? Where are they? A stove is not that easy to move, is it? A fridge is kind of heavy, isn't it? It's gone.
Leave a note on your door?
No. Ma'am, think about it. What would be the logic of removing the fridge and the stove? You bought it all this way. Why are you going to remove it now? This is what I'm saying. I want to talk to somebody who's going to give me honest responses. It doesn't make any sense. And again, I ask that you send somebody here right now that can verify my claim. There's no attempt to give me a stove. There is no attempt to give me a fridge. And I promise you they're going to tell you they tried. I promise you. Okay? Well, it's up to you. Are you going to send somebody?
Are you asking me?
Yes, ma'am. Sure am.
I am not an inspector.
Yes, but you can contact somebody who has the authority.
Office.
You can You want me to call somebody else?
Can I?
Well, I need somebody here because we all know what's going to happen. After today passes, everybody's going to say I denied them entry. I don't need that. I need an inspector here right now who's going to formally observe whether what they're saying is true or not. Is there a stove outside my door? Let them verify it. Is there a fridge outside my door? Let them verify it. Am I here? Am I ready, willing, and able to let these people in and change this? That's what I want from you. Okay? So either you do it or contact your supervisor or you give me the phone number that I can call because I don't want to hear it from you guys tomorrow that I denied them entrance here. We know it's a setup. It's a setup.
Scheduled to come to your property
Today, ma'am. 10 minutes ago. Ma'am, You're not listening. They were right outside my door with the fridge and the stove. This is a huge property. There's 1,000 families that live here. There's over 323 units here. But why would they leave? They had the stove and the fridge outside. You tell me, why would they leave? There is no legitimate reason for them to leave. Let's be honest. Come on, we had a first grade conversation here. Let's keep that going. There is no legitimate reason for them to leave. It's a setup. It's a scam. Okay? I invite you to send anybody out here you want right now. 10 minutes from now, 15 minutes from now, and see if what I'm saying is true or not. Okay? But you have to verify it. Don't have it that nobody comes and you guys say, oh, we believe them. Oh, yeah, you believe the same people who robbed me on Christmas and the same people who slashed my tire? These are the people you're going to believe? And how would you like living there with a bunch of people who broke in and stole your kids' Christmas gifts and slashed your tire? How would you like that? Okay, so before you judge me, try to understand where I'm coming from before you judge me. Okay? There's nothing in it for me. Look, think about it this way. If I don't accept the fridge, does that put money in my pocket? What's my motive? If I don't accept the stove, does that put money in my pocket? If I'm going to do something like this, I'm going to get money out of it. Where's my money? I'm not going to get any money. But if I don't let them in, I get stuck with a crappy fridge and a crappy stove and no shower. Why do I want to do that for? What's my motive? Yeah. Doesn't make sense, does it? Well, there you go. So I have no motive in the... And by the way, because of the construction that's going on here, once they start construction, I'll give you a motive. I think we talked about this before, right? I get a payout of $38,000 if I just stay here, right? So now I have $38,000 incentives just to stay here, ride it out, wait for them to give me my nice little check, right? There you go. And they have 38,000 reasons to want me out of here, don't they? Yes, they do. Money is a motive, isn't it? Money motivates people to do a lot of strange things. Okay, so I'm just saying, it's up to you. You know, send somebody out. I'm here. I'm documenting everything. I'm here. I'm ready, willing, and able. I told it to Dwight. He said, will you let them in? I said, yes. Will you let them in? Yes. Will you let them in? Yes. Okay? I can't force them. I can't run out there and drag them into my house, can I? That would be assault, wouldn't it? I can't do that, okay? I can't make them come in. I can't force them to come in, okay? Yes, and remember, these are the same people who come by my house, stand in front of my door, take pictures, and go, oh, he wouldn't let us in. Meanwhile, they made no attempt to knock on my door. They make no attempt to come in. You know, I've documented 9 different times they've done this. Oh, so if you don't think they're willing to do it again, they're very willing to do it again. Trust me. If they could blame JFK's accidental demise on me, they'd be happy, and they'd be more than happy to throw in Abraham Lincoln too. They would have no problem with that at all. Okay? So I'm going to refer all this to one of the reporters who's writing the stories, and I'm going to let them know everything that everybody said, yes, including you. That's it. So this way people can make their own decision. Is it me? Is it them? Who is it? But I definitely don't want to hear tomorrow, oh, you don't have a fridge and a stove because you didn't let them in. Because I'm sure Patrick will be more than happy to say that. Okay? But like I said, as soon as I get off the phone with you, I'm posting this to YouTube right away. It's going up there. So let people decide, you know, if Patrick knows about stoves or he doesn't know about stoves. Let everybody decide, okay? But there's going to be no he said, she said. I promise you that. Okay, so are you sending somebody out? Are you going to request that somebody come out? Or are you just going to sit back and do nothing? What's going to happen?
We're going to wait until you send us the verify.
Okay, so for today, nobody's coming. Nobody's going to verify whether there's a stove coming or a fridge coming. And when they tell you tomorrow that, oh, he didn't let us in, you're going to believe them. Come on, just be honest. Just say it. Just say it. You're going to believe them, right? Well, the other thing you can do, rather than talk to Patrick, you know, friends with SpongeBob, You know, why don't you call up, what's his name, David Bunos? Is that his name? Bunos, isn't he the chief there? Isn't that the guy you should be speaking to? Not the guy who thinks this stove works? He's not the guy to be talking to. Come on. Talk to his boss. That'll show that you're serious. Anything less will not show you're serious. Okay. It's okay. I'm going to give it to the reporters and I'm just going to tell them this is all a scam and this is all a setup. And quite frankly, you guys are part of it. That's my position. Because if you don't stop it and you know something bad is happening, then you become part of it. You become part of the negligence. Okay? Yes? Okay, and if anything happens, you guys are going to be dragged right in the middle of it. And, you know, who knows, maybe one day, 3 years from now, you'll be sitting in a nice plush office giving a deposition and having to explain your position. So if that's what you want to potentially go through, you know, that's up to you. That's it. You know, I can't allow you guys to set up and participate in fraud and or negligence or incompetence. I can't do that. I can't ask you guys because, you know, you guys are in some sort of authority for me to risk my family's life. I can't do that either. Okay? And I do so proudly. All right? So if you don't, so formally you're not sending anybody out. That's it. Right? I just want to know, yes or no. Yes, you're going to call. Yeah, but don't speak to Patrick. You know, I mean, you're going to do what you want, but don't speak to Patrick. Speak to Mr. Munoz, and you know, let him make a decision, or who's ever. I think Monica is just under Patrick, I believe. You know, but speaking to Patrick, how is that going to help? He's got to cover his own butt, right? And I'm accusing him of doing all sorts of nasty things. What's the point in talking to him? Right? Okay, but it's up to you. Okay? So no one's coming, right? You're going to call, you're going to ask Patrick. We know what Patrick's going to do. He's going to send nobody. Okay, we know that. Patrick walked away with them. Patrick walked away with them with the fridge and the stove. What do you think he's going to say? Please, give me a break.
I cannot give you the answer that you want. You want me to give you a yes or no answer. I can't give it to you.
No, I understand, because it's not your final decision, and I do appreciate that, and I hope you can tell I am being sincere. But what I'm saying is, speaking to Patrick, that's pointless. That's not an effective response. Where potentially, if you speak to his supervisor, that might work, because he's just going to cover his own butt, isn't he? He's not going to do anything. He's not going to send. There's no shot of him sending anybody out here to check out whether what I'm saying is accurate or not. Or if you speak to his superior, it might give a shot. Okay? It's up to you. It's your decision. Listen, I sincerely thank you very much for listening to me and being so patient and in many ways being kind, quite frankly. Okay? I do appreciate it, and I do mean that. Okay? I'm just in a tough situation here where I don't understand what these people are doing. You know? I don't get it. It's beyond me. I would never behave the way they're behaving, so it's beyond my scope of human understanding. All right?
Yeah.
But thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay? You have a nice day.
You too.
Thank you.